gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Being a cadet in Starfleet Academy means being open to the people around you.
I've spent my whole life getting away from stuff, letting someone in. That's hard.
I want to be captain. I need to be captain.
I owe you something. It is coming just for you.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I robbed 45 McDonald's.
Good morning, team.
And I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
But that wasn't even the crazy part.
I would like to introduce you to someone. Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you can quit right now.
Oops.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Oh, would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
So Brazil-Haiti ends in a comfortable win for the 5-time champions in Philadelphia. 3 first-half goals that did the job in Group C. Mateus Cunha in the starting line, but he scored 2. Vinny Jr. added a third just before half-time. So Brazil go top of the group, and Haiti are sadly eliminated. As we welcome you along to Scoreline 48 Nations, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. It's Adam Hunt here in the studio alongside Ian Joy and Jen Beattie. Great to see you both. We'll get on Scotland just a little bit later. Ian didn't wear his kilt for nothing. But it was, Jen, a brilliant performance from Brazil. They did all the hard work they needed to in the first half. This was back towards the Brazil and the level that we would expect from them.
Yeah, I think this is what everyone wanted to see if you're a fan of Brazil national team, which is a huge fan base. And the first 45 minutes, they just massively upped the intensity from their first outing in the start of the group, and I think it was very positive. Haiti did well in the second half to kind of shut up shop, make it a little bit more difficult, but it just goes to show if you get the job done in the first half, then you feel comfortable, you can enjoy the play, enjoy possession a little bit more. They were so clinical, and even had some knocked off for being offside in the first half, so it could have been more. But job done in the first half, great performance all round.
Ian, Carlo Ancelotti looked fairly nervous on the touchline in the first game against Morocco. It was a disjointed performance. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. Today, he looked much happier with what he was seeing.
Yeah, listen, in an extended World Cup, when you have so many teams competing in it, unfortunately, you're going to get games like this where, of course, you're going up against Morocco, who are African champions right now, controversially so. Apologies to all you Senegalese out there for me saying that. I just think that this is a game that was always going to be Brazil to win. And of course, it was always going to be how many goals can you score against Haiti? How many opportunities can you create? How many can you not concede? It was an easy day at the office. I'm going to just throw it out there. This is what we're going to see in this World Cup in the group stage between match day 2 and match day 3. A lot of games that are one-sided. The second half, Haiti came to play. They came to play, they pushed for a goal, and I think that's all they knew they needed to do to give some sort of joy to their supporters. I kind of wish they'd have scored a goal. It looked like they were going to get a goal. Very good save from Alisson off the header as well. Very good save in first 5 minutes in the second half. But for a team that had no goals expected from them in the first 45 minutes, never even took a shot, to actually go on and have as many shots as they did do in the second half was great. To answer your question in a long form, Adam, I think Brazil made it look easy.
Let's have a look at these SofaScore ratings that they've given the players here. A 9.2 from Cunha, who scored those 2 goals. Vinny Jr. getting an 8.1. It was a solid performance all round. We were talking earlier about the fact that Igor Thiago didn't really impress at all in the first game, and this was probably what we're going to see in the future over the next few games from Carlo Ancelotti in Brazil. Cunha leading the line, and that was one of the talking points coming into the competition, that they don't really have an out-and-out striker. That's one of the things missing from this team. Has he now found the way he wants to attack, do you think, Jen?
I think so. I think they played with a level of freedom today that was really obvious. Even Vinny Jr., OK, he started on the left-hand side, but he was starting to drift centrally and occupy the spaces. I thought that was something, the connection between all of them. They just knew what each other, they were on the same page. They were a joy to watch. Sorry to name the pun on the last name there, but they were playing through the lines for fun. The midfielders were picking up amazing spaces in front of the back four, just making it off the back shoulder so hard to defend, so hard to pick up. But I do think that was the performance that Brazil needed in order to really kickstart their campaign, because they weren't off to the races at all in the opening game, and I think they needed to change something. Obviously, they did it in their front line with Cunha coming in, and there's no better answer than that change coming up and scoring a brace.
Particularly after the qualifying campaign, because this isn't the Brazil side that we've seen at previous World Cups. Remember, they haven't won the World Cup for over 24 years, isn't it now, since they last won it? Losing all of those games, the most number of games they'd lost in a qualifying campaign, losing at home for the first time, that game against Argentina. And actually, if they'd finished where they finished in previous qualifying campaigns, they would have had to go through the playoffs. They wouldn't have got through automatically. So this wasn't a team that came into the World Cup particularly confidently, even though they had Carlo Ancelotti managing them. And I think this was not a huge step, because it was only Haiti, but a step towards getting back to that confidence, wasn't it, Ian?
Yeah, huge confidence booster. Obviously, Cunha bagging a couple of goals. First time he's ever scored a brace in a national team. First time he's got a brace at a FIFA World Cup. Fabulous to see that as well. And actually, it's impressive to me to see that there's still some youngsters coming through the ranks in Brazil, right? We talk about obviously Vinicius Jr. more often than not, because he's probably the best player that they have in their ranks. Another goal for him, back-to-back games with a goal for him. So things are moving in the right direction. But they ended with 2 substitutes coming off the bench. I don't know if you noticed that, with Endrick and Ryan coming off the bench. 2 players under the age of 20 coming onto a World Cup game. Brazil's in good hands, but what can they do now, right? We're not going to learn much from this game against Haiti, right? We're going to learn more when they play against stiffer opposition in the knockout stages. Again, you can only compete against the opponent that's right in front of you. FIFA have handed you these types of groups because it's an extended World Cup. These games are there. They can be slippery games. You never know. You could concede the first goal and it could be difficult. But Brazil are not the Brazil of old. However, to Jen's point of view, they played like they were enjoying themselves. Very consistent football, very confident football. First 45 minutes, job done. Now you then plan ahead to what's coming in the third match day, and now you're already planning for the knockout stage.
Well, you say stiffer opposition in the knockout stages. They've got the small matter of the Scots to come in the final game of the group stages. Before we go to break, Jen, we must a word on Haiti. The story for them to just be at the World Cup, absolutely wonderful. Their manager, I mean, he's never even been to Haiti, which is just an unbelievable story, having to play all of their qualifying games. I think for the last couple of years they've been playing all of their games in Curacao because of the unrest back home. Just to be here is such a special moment for the country. One of our producers is from Haiti and has been enjoying both of the games so far. Special to see them at the tournament, and hopefully they'll be able to score a goal, give their fans something to celebrate in the final game.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I think that's been one of the, huge enjoyments of the World Cup, is seeing debutants that can compete on a major stage. And anyone who's saying, I think 48 nation dilutes the competition, I don't believe in it. I think it's been incredible, and seeing countries have that experience coming from a small country where we don't necessarily make it all the time. Our last experience was 98 for the men's team, so seeing a fan base get behind their team and perform really well. Look, you're up against Brazil, like a team with so much history, still so much quality. Of course, not the team of the old, but still, it's Brazil, and still to come out in the second half and still compete and still give something and almost get a goal. Okay, they didn't get it, but a huge credit to them. And look, we'd all love to see them be back at a major tournament, absolutely.
I saw them in person, and tremendous human beings. And sometimes football can bring a country together, and I don't want to bring politics into it, but what I saw was joy, was peace, was a real belief and confidence from their people. I really do hope they get a goal. I really do. In that match day 3, to get a goal for their national team at a FIFA World Cup, I can only imagine what it would do for them going forward.
And there's reasons to be positive. I thought the performance against Scotland was good, and the second half there against Brazil much better. So you wouldn't put it past them scoring a goal. Time for a short break here on Scoreline 48 Nations, presented by BetMGM. We've got plenty more coming up for you in a couple of minutes.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Scoreline 48 Nations, presented by BetMGM. We've had a few games in Group C to enjoy today. So here are the standings after 2 games. It's Brazil who are top of the group, courtesy of that better goal difference from Morocco, +3 versus +1. Work to do for Scotland, although they did win their first game against Haiti, so they're stuck on 3 points, but a 0 goal difference. Haiti have been eliminated, 2 games for them, and 0 points so far. So that takes us to the final group games in Group C, June 24th for both of them, 6 p.m. Eastern for both of them as well. Morocco versus Haiti, and then Scotland against Brazil. We're going to start by talking about your Scots against Brazil. Ian, is there a way that they can get the result they need? You've got a big smile on your face.
I'm just thinking of Miami and the Tartan Army in Miami. That's what I'm trying to think about.
Is Miami ready for the Tartan Army?
Yeah, listen, I lived in Miami for 3 years, and for me, someone who was born in America but actually grew up in Scotland, it was tough living in Miami for 3 years because the humidity is unbelievable during the summer. Don't forget your sun lotion, people out there. I just think it's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to throw it out there. Scotland's got nothing to lose going into that game. Everyone's expecting Brazil to beat them. Scotland have never beaten Brazil in a World Cup, so there's a big possibility that we could see a surprise and create some sort of history. But to do that, Scotland have to be at their very best. Clark has to get his team selection spot on. Yeah. And you also have to make sure that you've got probably 5 players ready to go at any given time, because the rotation will be key for Scotland, I think, in this type of a matchup where Brazil will be used to the humidity. They'll be used to playing in Miami, of course, as well, where they play many friendly games. And Scotland will have to go there knowing that they need to get a positive result to guarantee their place in the knockout rounds. They've got nothing to fear. Being in this position is a joy for Scottish supporters, and I also think for the Scottish players and coaches. They're going to go in there and try and enjoy this moment. Why not? Nothing to lose.
Jen, what would Steve Clarke have seen from the performance today that he could maybe build on for the game against Brazil?
See, I look at this game and I think, you know, it's 2 teams coming into it now that have improved since their first game. And everything I've seen off the back of the Scotland game today, anyway, was just the awful start. And that is the one thing that you cannot get away with at tournament football. We can't get away with football in general, especially not at tournament football. But the one thing I think Steve Clarke can trust in his squad and trust the process that he's doing. I actually thought, regardless of that goal, if you take away that goal, I know that sounds ridiculous, but they grew so well into that game, and Gannon-Doak coming off the bench, and it's those little moments of where you see McTominay, you know, push Dykes, and you're thinking, right, if players are watching that back, they know exactly what went wrong, and they know well and truly what went right. So I think it's that classic, analyse what you can, park what didn't go, and move on to the next, and knowing it's all to play for. You've still got a chance of getting out of the group for the first time ever for Scotland at a major tournament. To even have that on the radar is such a boost for this team. I think performance-wise was top tier from them today. They didn't get the result, but knowing that they can tweak certain things with Gannon-Doak coming off the bench, I think he'll play the game really similarly with again, 5 at the back, 4, 5 in midfield. See how he plays it, but with an outlet and just making sure that those counter-attack movements are spot on.
I think he'll change the lineup though, Jen. I think he'll change that striker. I don't think it'll be Shea Adams who starts up top.
Dykes.
It's either Dykes or maybe it's Ross Stewart, or maybe that starts up top there.
More of an aerial presence.
He's an aerial presence, someone you can get the ball up. He holds the ball up well, and as we've seen him in the Championship this season, he can actually go 1v1 and he can go 1v2 and get a lot of efforts off without any help and support. I'll be surprised if there's not a little bit of a change with Gannon-Doak starting this game or coming off the bench earlier in this game. Taking into consideration the weather, and obviously he's incredibly Scottish, so this is going to be a very difficult game for him. Yeah. But maybe Kenny McLean as well, another one?
Kenny McLean would be the other one that would be like the little tweaks that Steve Clarke might make, but we'll see.
Yeah. We asked both of you to make your predictions for how this group is gonna shake out. Ian, what did you go for?
Let's create history. Why not? You ain't got dressed up like this for nothing, Adam Hunt. No, I think Scotland can win by 2-0 in this game. Now, all you Brazilians out there, get ready.
Are these some typos?
We are going to absolutely smoke Brazil in Miami. We're going to have more ball possession.
What did you say, 2-0?
2-0.
2-0. Okay.
2-0. I think 2-0. Listen, I'm
ball possession.
Many people asking if I'm smoking something by this prediction as well.
I don't want you talking about ball possession in that kill.
What, dressed like this? Yeah. No, listen, create history. Nothing to fear here. Go for the game, enjoy the moment. Maybe something magical will happen. This is what the FIFA World Cup is all about. So I'm just going to say that this is a creative result. Ancelotti gets his tactics all wrong. Vinicius Jr. decides to go for a night out the day before the game, and he's suspended for the game, so he misses out. And Endrick starts and misses 10 chances in front of goal, and Big McTominay scores another overhead kick.
Jen, Ian's been on the Tennant's extra strength there, so bring us back down to earth.
I'm still going for a Scotland win.
Oh, wow.
My head's still in the clouds. I do think we'll concede. I've gone 2-1 to Scotland. I think, you know, I don't have a kilt on. I don't look like an Iron Brew can, but I'm still faithful. And, yeah, so watching Brazil today, they're such a threat, a strike force. But I think if we are more composed in the final third, come on, nothing to lose. I really do think, regardless of who we start, we know we've got the quality. I think the attitude that we saw from Scotland players, the confidence to get on the ball.
And the improvement. There was a significant improvement, although they won the first game. A huge improvement in the desire and the way they played.
It's crazy, and that's the scale of the World Cup and the opposition. You might have the performance and not the result, and then vice versa, and that's what we've seen with Scotland.
If Saudi Arabia can beat Argentina and they go on to be champions, then why can Scotland not beat Brazil in a competition? Can I have your prediction, please? Because you're looking at me a bit funny.
No, I think Brazil are going to win the game.
Give me a scoreline.
I think they'll make a fight of it. I can't see it being a blowout, but I'm going to say 2-0 Brazil.
The weather conditions scare me.
I think Morocco beat Haiti handily. I hope Haiti score a goal, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
And then I think Brazil are going to beat Scotland 2-0. So I think it'll be those
What a way
two.
to end the show.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But they did say, I'm hearing that the weather conditions might be 90 degrees and raining. So raining also, it kind of falls into Scotland's category of favourites, I would say.
I don't know, move the ball quicker. The Brazilians to move the ball any quicker than they did. I don't know.
South Beach, Glasgow in August. We'll have to wait. Time for a short break here on Scoreline 48 Nations, presented by BetMGM. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Scoreline 48 Nations, presented by BetMGM. Our attentions turn to Group D now, which is, of course, the group of Team USA have already qualified for the next round, but this will dictate whether or not they clinch top spot in the group today, because Turkey are taking on Paraguay in San Francisco. Both of them sticking on 0 points so far, so needing a good performance. And the team lineups are in for us. We're going to start with Turkey. Jen, what have they gone for?
Yeah, they're off the back of a disappointing loss against the Socceroos, but I do say they had something like 30 shots on the opening without a goal, obviously, which was one of the most out of any team in the World Cup. And I will credit Güler in that number 10, obviously, for Real Madrid football player. And he's coming into he's the creative player sitting in behind the number 9. And Yildiz, for me, came off the bench against Australia and absolutely changed the game. So for me, it's a very creative team. Obviously, no goal yet at this tournament, but they want to come into this off the back of a loss, and they have to get a result tonight or it's game over.
Top 11, by the way. Real good 11.
And that's looking like a big mistake in the first game to have Yildiz starting on the bench. Why on earth?
Yeah,
but you've also got a question, like, not always 100% healthy, right, coming into the tournament. So protection, remembering this is a long tournament, but you can also be out of the tournament very quickly if you don't play your best players. Watch out for Çalhanoğlu, dead ball situations as well. Aktürkoğlu, one of my favourite players. Let's go to Paraguay, right? Because you could only imagine that Gil is going to be incredibly busy in goal there. I would imagine he's going to have to step up and really be the difference maker. Almiron is a familiar name to Major League Soccer fans out there, playing for Atlanta United, also played for some team in England called
Newcastle United. It's very good for us.
United. And one of the youngest, most exciting players who finally got himself healthy was Enciso. In that first game, he wasn't 100% healthy. And I think he's probably one of the best players out there. And you're going up against, obviously, a Yildiz, who can be a difference maker, Arda Güler, who's a difference maker, all being young players. And Enciso's up there. I put him in that similar category. But on the world stage in the FIFA World Cup, you've got to introduce yourself. This is his moment. First game, he'll be disappointed, as would Gil in the goal for Paraguay, obviously, in that first matchup against the USA. This is a big game for a team that didn't concede many goals in World Cup qualification. Got absolutely pumped against the US in the first game. They conceded 3 goals in the first half. Can't do that against Turkey, but knowing that Turkey have to come out and play, score goals to potentially put themselves through, this is a tough ask. Paraguay might go for a goal early themselves to really keep Turkey pushed back towards the
Well, it's going to be an interesting psychological battle because both teams need to win, Jen. A draw doesn't get it done, does it?
I think that is the interesting one when you've got 2 teams coming in off the back of losses that they have to get something out of it. So regardless how the game starts, you know that this game will open up, players will start chasing it, teams will start putting players further forward up the pitch. So this is an exciting one to watch.
What do you reckon in terms of result, Ian? Because I think for me, when I look at it, there is a mitigating factor for Paraguay. I know they lost 4-1, but they were playing the US in their first game at the World Cup. They were up against a raucous crowd in that one. That has to have a factor in it.
Top US performance as well, right? One of the best performances we've seen at the World Cup so far came from the US that day. Turkey is a good side. Maybe a bit overrated coming into the tournament. People were speaking incredibly high. But when I look at Çalhanoğlu, Aktürkoğlu starting this game, Yildiz on that left-hand side, and Arda Güler right behind, I don't know if you can stop them from scoring goals. I can see Turkey scoring 2 or 3 goals in this game. I have no idea what to expect from Paraguay after match day 1. No idea.
A lot of people were picking Turkey to actually win this group. They were saying that if it's not going to be the US, Turkey are the most dangerous team, and here they are battling for even a point.
Yeah, it was the opposite standpoint from the US. We talked about earlier them quite a negative narrative, conceding lots of goals coming into this tournament. Turkey was the complete opposite. And then off the bat, get a loss against an Australia side that some people haven't been overly impressed with. Very physical team, but technically not a team that, you know, globally we talk about as a standout football team. This is one we do talk about as that. So they have to step up tonight. They were nowhere near the level that we know we can be at. Ian summed it up really well. Top strikers, top goal scorers in that team tonight is needed from a huge performance.
Jen pushing Mike Grella there with that Socceroos comment right there. I tell you what, be careful, you have the Aussies after you there with that comment.
About 20 seconds left. Score prediction, what do you think?
I'm going 2-0 Turkey.
Big scoring game, 3-2 to Turkey.
Wow, OK, both going for a Turkey victory. I'll agree with you. I'm going to go 2-0 for Turkey as well. Thanks for joining us here on Scoreline in 48 Nations, presented by BetMGM. Plenty coming up here on Golazo Network.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the